Welcome to Ping 24 Updates, where you get the most important news and stories from around the world every day. Subscribe my channel and click the bell icon to stay informed. Another day, another dangerous encounter in the West Philippine Sea. Chinese Coast Guard vessels use aggressive tactics, outmatching Philippine crews. Each incident risks a spark that could ignite a larger conflict. The imposing gray hulls dwarf Philippine ships as radio warnings crackle and water cannons are readied. China's gray zone tactics harass Filipino vessels, aiming to make them back down. On the open sea, this struggle plays out daily. The Philippine Coast Guard is at the heart of this struggle, protecting maritime territory and Filipino fishermen. Yet, they face a classic David versus Goliath scenario. The PCG's fleet, though improving, is still outsized by China's larger, faster, and more numerous ships. This disparity makes it difficult to monitor vast areas and stand their ground during confrontations. A typical PCG patrol might encounter Chinese vessels double or triple their size, able to block paths and sustain longer patrols. Filipino crews rely on seamanship and resolve, but that can't change the realities of tonnage and power. The PCG does a heroic job with what it has, but it's clear they need better tools. The current situation forces the PCG into a reactive posture, unable to project a consistent, powerful presence. Imagine guarding a massive backyard with a small flashlight. You can only illuminate one patch at a time. This is the PCG's reality-limited endurance, unable to be everywhere at once, leaving gaps quickly filled by China's maritime militia. This imbalance isn't just about ship size, it's about sovereignty. When the PCG can't patrol effectively, it sends a message of weakness and emboldens challengers. Filipinos feel both pride in their sailors and frustration with the situation, looking for solutions to turn the tide. Amidst these challenges, a new possibility emerges from India. The Philippines is in talks with Goa Shipyard Limited to build a 110-meter offshore patrol vessel, the largest and most capable in PCG history. This partnership could shift the region's dynamics, offering Manila a powerful new tool. It signals deepening ties between India and the Philippines, two democracies concerned about regional stability. India's expanding defense partnerships in Southeast Asia make this deal a landmark. For the Philippines, it's a chance to diversify military hardware sources and build new alliances. India understands the pressures the Philippines faces, sharing its own maritime challenges. By offering this vessel, India invests in the Philippines' capacity to uphold a rules-based order. The prospect of an Indian-built ship excites the Philippines, following the successful BrahMos missile deal. This partnership signals the Philippines is serious about defending its sovereignty, and it's not standing alone. To see why India's offer is revolutionary, look at the PCG's fleet history. For decades, the PCG operated aging, second-hand vessels, small, slow, and outdated. Patrolling the vast exclusive economic zone was nearly impossible. The turning point came with Japanese assistance, the Parola-class and Teresa Magbanua-class patrol vessels. The 44-meter Parola-class ships were a major upgrade, but the 97-meter Teresa Magbanua-class was a quantum leap, modern, long-range, and helicopter-capable. These ships became the face of Philippine resolve in the West Philippine Sea. However, two large patrol ships aren't enough for the vast archipelago. The modernization effort, Horizon 3, calls for a larger, more capable fleet. The Indian proposal fits perfectly, complementing, not replacing, the Japanese partnership. It continues the trajectory from outdated ships to a truly modern, formidable Coast Guard. In the West Philippine Sea, size matters. Larger vessels are more stable, able to operate in rough weather and stay on station longer. This endurance is critical for maintaining a persistent presence and closing surveillance gaps. A 110-meter ship is an imposing sight, sending a message of seriousness and capability. When Philippine vessels match Chinese ships in size, the psychological equation changes. Aggressive maneuvers become riskier for the aggressor. A larger hull is a powerful, non-lethal deterrent. More space means more fuel, supplies, and mission flexibility. Longer patrols, larger helicopters, advanced sensors, and medical facilities. The ship could serve as a command center, coordinating operations over a wide area. Size also means greater safety for the crew. better able to withstand collisions or water cannon attacks. Providing the PCG with a vessel that can resist bullying tactics is both a moral and operational imperative. The 110-meter ship is about giving Filipino sailors the best tool to defend sovereignty. To grasp the significance of the proposed 110-meter Indian vessel, compare it to what's currently in the West Philippine Sea. The 97-meter Teresa Magbanua class is excellent, but often dwarfed by China's massive Zhaotu-class cutters, over 165 meters long. The Indian ship would begin to close this size gap, becoming the new PCG flagship. Its increased length and displacement would make it more stable and formidable during close encounters, reducing Chinese intimidation. The older Parola-class ships are 44 meters. The Teresa Magbanua is 97. The Indian ship is 110. That extra length means exponentially more internal volume, fuel, and stability. It would likely feature a helicopter hangar, allowing it to carry and protect its own aerial asset on long voyages. This new ship would change the narrative, from small Philippine ships being harassed to two powerful vessels facing off as near equals. This shift is crucial for national morale and international perception. It shows the Philippines is not a helpless victim, but a determined actor strengthening its defenses. The Indian proposed vessel would be a symbol of a new, more assertive PCG. A state-of-the-art 110-meter patrol ship is a major investment, over $100 million. For the Philippines, with many budget priorities, this is significant. India's proposal includes a soft loan or line of credit, making the deal possible. The Philippines is familiar with this model, having acquired Japanese-built vessels through similar loans. These loans offer low interest and long repayment periods, easing budget strain. India's offer shows understanding of Philippine realities and commitment to partnership. There's also talk of building the vessel, or parts of it, in the Philippines, creating jobs and transferring technology. Co-producing the ship boosts both the economy and national security. This package addresses operational needs, budget concerns, and industrial development. It's a holistic solution. More than just hardware, it's a pathway to security and self-sufficiency. Acquiring a 110-meter offshore patrol vessel is about more than adding another hull. It would fundamentally enhance the Philippines' ability to project presence and protect its interests. The ship's endurance means continuous patrols in critical areas like Ayungin Shoal and Rectobank. It would serve as a command and control platform, coordinating smaller vessels and aircraft for a unified maritime picture. This real-time networking is a force multiplier, enabling faster, more effective responses. The ship would be the precinct captain, directing operations across a vast area. This acquisition fits perfectly within the military modernization plan, Horizon 3, prioritizing maritime security. It frees up Navy frigates for combat missions, while the Coast Guard handles law enforcement and sovereignty patrols. Building the ship locally would boost the shipbuilding industry, creating high-skilled jobs and strategic capacity. This deal is a long-term investment in national power and resilience. The potential is immense, and the offer is on the table. A partnership with India could deliver the most capable ship in PCG history, financed through a friendly loan and potentially built with Filipino hands. This acquisition could shift the dynamic in the West Philippine Sea, giving the Coast Guard the tool it needs to protect its waters and sovereignty. It's a golden opportunity to equip the Coast Guard with a vessel worthy of their courage. But opportunities like this aren't guaranteed. The project faces hurdles, bureaucratic inertia, complex approvals, and political negotiations. Delays could increase costs or close the window of opportunity. Strong political will is needed to push this project through with urgency. Sustainable funding is also crucial, not just for purchase, but for long-term maintenance and operation. A state-of-the-art ship is useless if it sits idle due to lack of funds. The final question rests with Manila's leadership. The logic is sound, the need undeniable, the partnership strong. Will the government act decisively and seize this moment? The future strength of the Coast Guard and the nation's sovereignty may depend on it.